Hey, what's up, Ronnie? Welcome in, buddy. How's your day going, man? I hope you're having a great day. What's up, Kyle? What's up, Chubbs? My boy Colton. Hey, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Guys, I really like this slate. I really do. By the way, hop on Reddit. I posted it in the Discord. Hop on Reddit, click that second link, just give us an upvote. Helps tremendously. If you're not on Reddit and you're on X, go give us a retweet. It helps tremendously. A little heart and retweet works wonders. Just gets more eyes on the show. What's up, Nate? How's it going, buddy? Guys, I really like this slate. Really like this slate. I like these 4 and 5 gamers, man. I like these 4 and 5 gamers. I think it's where I have the best luck. A lot of tinkering to be done. That's how I feel about my builds today. Like, for the most part, I'm very confident in them. But there's just little pieces you might want to move around to get a little different. And that's okay. That's how you play DFS. Just gonna give everybody a couple minutes to get in here. I have actually built one single lineup. What's up, Shannon? And I'll tell you guys, I had Dame, I had Maxi, had Ricky Council, Vic Krejci. He was my only real questionable piece. Him and Kyle Filipowski. Had Amon Thompson. But just giving everybody a couple minutes to get in here. I see somebody gave us an upvote on Reddit. Thank you so much. Means the world to me. That helps tremendously, guys. Helps tremendously. Can't lie, I got cooked last night. It was not a good night for me DFS wise. I hope you guys done much better than I did. And what's crazy is I was on AD and Joker. A lot of my lineups, I had Joker and AD together, but my value just flamed out. Hey, me and you're on the same page then, Kyle. Hey, let's go. Everybody give it up for Ronnie. Give it up for Ronnie. Congrats, my man. That's what I'm talking about right there. Ronnie putting in work. Good job, buddy. That is what I do this for. That just made my day. That makes me happy. Seeing you guys win money. Congrats, brother. Congrats. I'm so proud of you. So proud. That's what it's about right there. My man. Love that. Ronnie, send me the lineup in Discord. I want to see it. I want to see it. I won't put it on screen or anything. But man, that makes me so happy, dude. That's what's up. Ronnie, almost 10x in there. Woo! You'll take that every day of the week. Take it every day of the week. Just giving people a couple minutes to get in here. I was going to start at 4:45 and then I was like, oh, the slate starts at 6:30. So there's really no need to do that. Hey, Dwayne taking down the showdown. That's what's up, boy. Multiple takedowns. Let's go. Let's go. That's what's up. Ronnie and Dwayne with takedowns. Let's go, boy. Y'all just made my day. Made my day. That's what makes me happy right there. Hey, I don't care if you win $1 or if you win 100,000. If you up, you up. Although 100,000 make you a lot happier than $1. That makes, but seriously though, like I ain't even bullshitting. That makes Me so happy. It negates all my losses yesterday, seeing one of you guys win. That's all I want to do. I was trying to wait on 8-Legged Ape. I know he works night shift, he sleeps during the day, so. It's his birthday. If you guys see him in chat, if he pops up in here, let him know happy birthday. Yeah, she ain't wrong. She ain't wrong. Dwayne said, I agree. Hey, let's turn your profits from yesterday into profits today, buddy. Let's do that. Yesterday was a big slate, so I went game by game. I don't have to do that with a 4-gamer. We can go position by position. I know you guys seem to prefer that. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. But let's dive into it, guys. Let's dive into it. Well, he's not in the chat yet. It's 8-Legged Ape. That's his birthday. That's his username in the chat. I know you guys have seen him. He's faithful. He's always here. He's probably still asleep. But that's okay. He'll be in here. Starting out at the, you got a question. Hit me with it, Dwayne. Hit me with your question before we start. No. Go ahead. We got time. We got time. We got time, Dwayne. Conflicts in here. What's up, buddy? What's up, pal? With the slate so small, team stacking or go for all points. So I almost never, even on small slates like this, never team stack in NBA. That's just not something I do. But a small slate like this, I have my optimizer set on a max of 3 players per team. That's just how your lineups are going to be. You're going to have 2 or 3 guys on the same team because it's a small slate. And that's okay. But I'm not intentionally like playing, let me play AD and Reeves and LeBron, and then let me flip the other side and play Maxey and Gordon and Council just to stack that game. Like, I'm not intentionally doing that. But I could get all those guys just by virtue of it being a small slate. That's just how I play NBA. Now, baseball, on the other hand, yeah, I'll stack a whole game. Football, I'll stack a whole game. But I just don't do it with NBA. It can pay off on the off chance that the game goes to overtime, but if we look at the games today, none of them really have like a 1-point spread, so even Vegas doesn't really anticipate any of these being, nail biters. But today's slate, I'm even okay with a couple lineups having 4 players from the same team just because it's a small slate. But I would have to really look at that lineup and say, yeah, okay. I get it. These are the value guys. I just need them for value. Let's dive into it. Tyrese Maxey. I love Maxey today. Now, the matchup's not the best. The Lakers ranked 15th against the point guard. But who else does this team have today? Honestly. I think the Lakers are better than Philly, but the Lakers have a bad habit of playing down to their competition. And I truly feel like it's going to be Maxey or Oubre today. I like Maxey just so much better than Oubre. I also can't wait for baseball season. It's the best. There's 8-Legged Ape. We just started. I'm just talking about the very first player, 8. But looking at his past 4 games, he's been on a heater. Maxey's dropped 56, 49, 53, and 57 points in his last 4 games, and he's taken 18 or more field goal attempts in each of those games. Fully expect him to shoot the ball 20 plus times today. He's going to have to do everything for this team. I'm all in on Maxey, really like him. Yo, what's up, Don? And everybody wish Eight-Legged Ape a happy birthday. Do I need to play the happy birthday song in the background? I hope it's a good one, buddy. I truly do. If I knew where you lived, I would have sent you a male stripper. Dame time. I really like Dame today as a pivot off Giannis. Giannis and AD are the only true, just like absolute slate breakers that we have on the slate. Giannis is going to pull ownership, but Dame's been on it lately. Past 3 games, he's dropped 61, 58, and 50 fantasy points. Over his last 5, he's got 1.33 fantasy points per minute. Chubb says, pause. I'm happy to get different. People playing Giannis. I want to play Dame. He's going back to Portland, and I don't subscribe to the revenge narrative, but you know, he's probably going to want to show off. Everyone's human. It's in the back of his mind. You know? Also, the Trailblazers, we got to talk about the bad. They're a bad team, but they're not bad against point guard ranking 9th. He is on a back-to-back, and he played 41 minutes yesterday. So you got to keep that in consideration. Trae Young, I have zero interest in. He has a tough matchup. And he's just been awful lately. Absolutely awful. His past 4 games has not made value. Over his last 5 games, he's averaging 0.94 fantasy points per minute, which is nowhere near where he should be. Last game, I think he had 11 turnovers. I know Trae's got the upside, but I'm just not taking the risk on this slate. Steph Curry. I see the appeal. He has a very good matchup. But he has not been playing good without Kuminga and Green on the floor. He hasn't met value in 4 straight games. I know it's an easy matchup, but over his last 5 games, he's only averaging 1.09 fantasy points per minute. And he's playing good minutes. So I don't mind getting to him in my MMEs, but it's not a guy I'm going out of my way to target, even in a great matchup. I'm never going to wish an injury on someone, Dwayne, but, like, just for my DFS purposes, I hope he stubs his toe and doesn't play tonight. Like, first minute of the game, stubs his toe. Because I'm going to have no Trae. I'll go ahead and tell you guys. That's a stance I'm making on this slate, is I'm just fading Trae. I think Dyson Daniels, he's going to be in my player pool, but not a guy I'm going out of my way to target. If I land on him, I'm fine with it. We just got news that we knew we were going to get. AD and LeBron, they're both going to start. And Rui is also going to start. Curry's currently pulling 18% ownership. Lakers starting Austin Reeves, Max Christie, Rui Hachimura, LeBron, and AD. Speaking of Austin Reeves, I told you guys yesterday I really liked him as a get different play. He exceeded value, scored 40 fantasy points, played 38 minutes. I don't mind him, but it's not a guy I'm going out of my way to target, but he's in my MME pool. Keontae George, perfectly viable today in my opinion. I don't like the price on him. Just give me Colin Sexton for $700 cheaper. Like, I will get to Keontae George. He will be in my MME pool, but I love Colin Sexton and he's cheaper. And I think he's a better basketball player. I know exactly how you feel, Dwayne. Fred VanVleet, he's grading out just amazingly for me. And I guess for a lot of other people too, because he's 30% owned. Don't get me wrong, I like Fred. He's going to be in my player pool. The matchup is elite, but he hasn't made value in 3 straight games. Even more concerning, over his last 5, he's averaging 0.81 fantasy points per minute. That is not good. Not for a player of his caliber. He's cheap at 6,800 though, and I get the upsides there. But to be honest, when I'm looking at this team, I want Sengun, I want Thompson. Those are my 2 main targets. So for that reason, he's just an MME play. That's all it was. Woo! I ain't gonna show it on screen if you don't want me to, but that is a fire lineup, brother. That is fire. I told you guys Josh Okogie would be great value, and Keaton Wallace. The only part of that whole lineup I disagree with is Mr. Gordon, but honestly, it paid off, didn't it? So, man, great hit. I'm proud of you. Don't spend all that in one place. Simons. I like Simons tonight. Milwaukee ranks 20th against point guard, and I just think he's got good upside for 6,400. I'm looking at Fred VanVleet for 400 more, and Fred's got to compete with Thompson, Green, and Sengun for usage. I don't think Simons has to compete with that many people. Just Denny is the only person I'm really afraid of taking over from Simons. So I really like Simons. He's pulling 15% ownership. That's probably about where I'd want to be. He was lower owned in the day when I was really looking at him. Colin Sexton, I love Colin tonight. Golden State ranks 27th against the Garden. I mean, just a great matchup. The team is absolutely depleted. He's going to have to play all the minutes he can handle. And over his last 5 games, he's averaged over a fantasy point per minute. Smash spot for Colin Sexton. Really like him. Scoot Henderson, if he starts, I like him. If he doesn't start, I don't want him. Really that simple. Isaiah Collier, 5,200, is more than I would want to pay for him, but he's shown he's worthy of that price. When he gets the minutes, Collier balls. Happy to have him in my lineups tonight. Over his last 5, averaging over a fantasy point per minute. So, Collier, definitely in play for me. Dennis Schroeder, you guys know, if you've watched the show before, how I feel about Dennis. I do not play Dennis Schroeder unless Steph Curry is out. Steph Curry is in this game. I will not be playing Dennis Schroeder. Buddy Hield is just kind of falling off a cliff. Pretty much a fade for me. I might have him in 1 or 2 GPP lineups. With Trey back, I have zero interest in Keaton Wallace. Even off the bench, I do not want him. Not interested in Banton. Kyle Lowry just in the deepest of GPPs, maybe 1 lineup out of 150. Gary Payton is a bit intriguing to me. If he gets the minutes, he can ball, but he hardly ever gets the minutes. And really no interest in anyone down through here. At the 2 guard, Amin Thompson. This guy's just so good. He is such a good basketball player. He gets a pace-up spot against the Hawks, who play terrible defense. I feel like Amin's going to be able to do whatever he wants on the court tonight. Over his last 5 games, he's averaging 1.24 fantasy points. Last 3 games has absolutely shattered value. He's absolutely worthy of his price, and I will be playing a lot of Amin Thompson tonight. Talked about Daniels, talked about Reeves. Kelly Oubre. Almost said Kelly Olynyk. Kelly Oubre. He's intriguing to me. He's pulling 15% ownership. Yeah, so do I, Kyle. He's pulling 15% ownership right now, but I think that's actually going to be higher. Seen a lot of touts on Kelly Oubre today. Is Amin a lock tonight? I wouldn't necessarily say a lock, but I'm going to have a lot of him. He's going to be one of my most owned. But Kelly Oubre, man, 7,200 is hard to pay for Kelly. Seen a lot of touts on him today, and I realize he has smashed the last 2 games. 47 and 44 fantasy points his last 2, and playing huge minutes. I get that. But, with that being said, let's look at his numbers. Over his last 20 games, 0.89 fantasy points per minute. Over his last 5, 0.98. He still hasn't eclipsed that 1 point fantasy point per minute production. So while I will have some Kelly Oubre, I'm not going over like the public will be. I think his ownership's going to be double what this 15% is. Jalen Green's fine. Great matchup. He has been playing down a lot lately. Like I said, I prefer Amin Thompson and Sengun today. And those are really the only 2 Rockets I want in my lineup. But if you're playing another, Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, they kind of tie for that 3rd spot. Talked about most of these guys. Chris Middleton, he's never in my player pool just because you can't rely on this guy's minutes at all. With that said, he is a great basketball player when he gets on the court, so I don't mind him in some MMEs. What's up, Elite? Have no interest in Shaden Sharp. He's just falling off a cliff. I do like Kamara, though. I do like Kamara. He's been playing just monster minutes. Has paid off his salary in 3 straight games. I think he plays 30 plus minutes again easily today. Is he the best basketball player? No, but at 5,300, he's a guy I feel like I can rely on to at least get close to value or exceed it. Vic Krejci, man, what a letdown yesterday. Played 34 minutes, only 18 fantasy points. He's okay. He's only 4,900. If you need a cheap guy to fill in, I think he's perfectly viable. But not someone I'm targeting either. I think Podziemski makes sense as a get different play. Don't mind him at all. Not going to have him in my single entries, but if you need a get different play, he's pulling 10% ownership. I don't mind it. Don't mind it. Dylan Brooks. So initially I like Dylan Brooks as a value piece. And then I remember what he done last night, and that's going to inflate his ownership. 37% on Dylan Brooks. I want to cut that ownership in half. I like him as a value piece, but he is very inconsistent and not someone you can rely on, especially when he's 37% owned. So I'll have him, but I'll have him around 15%. What's up, Machine? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Talked about Buddy. Moses Moody's fine in a GPP, but not a guy I'm going to have in a single entry. I like Eric Gordon. Happy to have Eric Gordon as a value piece in my lineups. But you guys know I got to go with my man Ricky Council. I think he probably gets the start today. Even if he doesn't, he's going to get plenty of minutes off the bench. I love Ricky Council today. Going to have a ton of him. No, they are going to destroy Atlanta, Elite. Max Christie's fine. You know he's going to start. You know he's going to get the minutes, but just rather play Ricky Council, honestly. I don't know if you were here earlier, Machine, or not, but I've already said he's one of my favorite plays. I love Dame tonight, and it gets you off. If you play Dame, you're not going to play Giannis. It gets you off Giannis's ownership. Gary Trent, just an MME piece. And really no interest down through here. Garrison Matthews, if for some reason he slides into the starting lineup tonight, they're dealing with a host of injuries. I wouldn't mind him at 3,800, but that's about it. Let's see. Zachary was ruled out. They got Nance starting. That's what I thought too. I think Larry Nance becomes an intriguing value piece. Oh, Houston's great, dude. I love Houston. LeBron's fine. I'm never going to tell you not to play LeBron, but honestly, I prefer AD today. But if you land on LeBron, he's pulling 15% ownership. Don't mind it. Don't mind it. I like Denny today if I'm not playing Simons and I want some exposure to Portland. I like Denny. Simons and Denny are my 2 favorite Trailblazers today. Oh, absolutely, Machine. I watch a ton of different shows to just see where the public's at, especially Stochastic, because they influence so many people with how many viewers they have. Corey 1K, that's my dude, man. Let's go. Man, what a good day. You know, after last night's show and the slate was over, I was feeling like crap because I done terrible. And I was like, man, what if I gave all those guys bad advice, man? And then to see 3 people come in here today and say, hey, we took down. We watched your show and we took down. I could not be happier. Y'all got me smiling from ear to ear. Let's go, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Who is it, Conscious? Talking about most of these guys, I do like Andrew Wiggins today. He's pulling 32% ownership, but we know Curry's been struggling. Somebody's going to have to do it against this weak Utah squad, and I think it's going to be Andrew Wiggins today. Really like him. Conscious. I don't want to bad talk any of them, man. They all have a purpose, but they influence a lot of the DFS space. So I do like to listen and try to see what they're spewing, and it does influence the public. Hey, I'll take it every day, Corey. I'll take it every day. Hey, Shannon, that was better than I done. That's better than I done. Quentin Post, hey, you would be good friends with 8-Legged Ape because he loves Quentin Post. I see what you're saying, Elite. I see what you're saying. All right, moving down the line here. Talked about Middleton. DeAndre Hunter looks pretty good today. He's a bit of a wild card, but if his shot's falling, I'm happy to play DeAndre Hunter. I'm curious who's going to D him up. It's going to be Thompson or it's going to be Dylan Brooks. So both of those guys are really good defenders. So while I like Hunter, defense does concern me a bit. That's a bold take, Conscious. Who do you think Dyson Daniels guards, Machine? Because it's either Fred VanVleet or it's Green. And if Dyson Daniels is on Green, I don't want Green. Jeremy Grant, he looks solid. Don't mind him. I mean, I know the price difference is huge, but I would just prefer to get to Denny, honestly. Rui Hachimura, he's starting. We already got that news, but I just don't like his price. I'll have him in some MMEs, but definitely not going to have him in a single entry. We talked about most of these guys through here. You guys know I like Bryce Sensabaugh. I think he is a good basketball player and has a lot of upside, but I do not want to play Bryce unless he is starting today. And honestly, I have no idea who Utah starts today. LineStar thinks it's Collier, Sexton, Svi, Potter, and Eubanks. I have no clue. They are so depleted. That is true about his ankle. Favorite stack tonight? I don't stack in NBA DFS, Adam. I don't stack in NBA DFS. If Cam Whitmore plays, he's fine. Don't mind him. Torian Prince. A guy I never want to talk about and never want to play, but you have to look at his past two games. His last two games, he's dropped 30 and 28 fantasy points and played 32 or more minutes in each game. He's still a bad basketball player, and I do not want to play Torian Prince, and I damn sure don't want to play him at 23% owned. But I'll have around 8 to 10% of him today, just because he's cheap, just a fill-in piece. That's about it. Who's frauds, Dwayne? You talking about the Pistons? Yeah, you're right, Machine. Oh, listen, Dwayne, I get what you're saying, but as a businessman, I just gotta nod my head and say, Yeah, so I like that way of playing, Machine. Leaving enough off, that way you have a clear pivot. Power forward, Giannis looks good. Like we talked about in the top of the show, though, I prefer Dame. Dame's pulling a hell of a lot less ownership. Giannis is 41% owned. Is that the most owned on the slate? Second most owned according to LineStar. So, I like Giannis. I'm going to have a couple lines with Giannis, but I'm going to be nowhere near 41% owned. I would rather go to AD. AD's cheaper. I think he has just a high of an upside. And AD broke the slate yesterday. Over AD's last 5 games, he is 1.74 fantasy point per minute player. He is going crazy. I don't know what got into AD, but he has started to really show out. I mean, he's already a superstar player, but man, he's just going to the next level. So I want to be about a third of the ownership on Giannis, and I want to double the ownership on AD. Really like some AD today, guys. Thoughts on DK? Podzimski, Oubre, Brooks, Council, AD, Dame, Peyton, Amon. I don't mind that. Let's say Amon is off today. Which rocket is rocketing? It would be my favorite rocket, Sengun. You don't want AD to have an AD night, though? My thing is, who is going to stop him? Who does Philly have that can contain AD? Yabasule ain't going to. Bona ain't going to. Justin Edwards ain't going to. I think the only chance they would have it slightly slowing AD down, and I ain't talking about containing him or stopping him, I mean just slightly slowing him down, would be Drummond. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, they absolutely do that, Conscious. A blowout could slow him down, but I also said this at the top of the show. I think the Lakers are a much better team than Philly, but if you look at the Lakers games, you watch them, they play down to their opponent, and they hardly ever blow anyone out. Yeah, the foul out. The foul out. I think Okongwu looks really good today. You guys know I've been on Okongwu. I like Okongwu. Sengun is a beast, but where he lacks is on his defensive side. A lot of people's going to be off Okongwu after a bad showing yesterday. Just had a horrible game. 16 fantasy points in 27 minutes, but that's not like Okongwu. I'm happy to play Okongwu today. Talking about Wiggs. If Yabasule plays, I don't really have interest at 6K going against AD. I'm not there. He's getting 12% ownership too, which I think is a little crazy. Trace Jackson Davis, I just don't know what's happening to his minutes. They're just getting slashed, and I hate that because I liked watching him play. He was a good basketball player. I just can't confidently play TJD at all until his minutes get back up. I talked about most of these guys. Robert Williams in just the deepest of GPPs. I'm talking one lineup out of 150 is just a punt. I think Ayton sets. I think Klingon starts, and Robert Williams will back him up. Larry Nance. I like Larry Nance. That's Edwards. I like Edwards too. But I like Larry Nance if he starts here. I expect him to start with Richard out. We need value at the power forward position. Most of the guys we like are pay ups. I think Larry Nance and Justin Edwards is where you get it. Happy to play either one of them, honestly. I will say I think Justin Edwards is safer. So if you want the safe pick, it'd be Edwards. I think Larry Nance has a higher upside than Justin Edwards, though. Santos only in the deepest of GPPs. Micah Potter. Even if Potter starts, I don't think I'm there. I don't. No interest in any of these guys. Moving over to center, we can talk about Quentin Post. I know you guys love him. I think he's fine. Like, I have nothing overly positive to say about him and nothing negative to say about him. It's just with Post, Looney, and TJD, and then you throw in the mix that Steve Kerr's their coach, and he never knows how many minutes any of his players are going to play because he's just standing on the sideline, and he looks over and he goes, "Hey, you, can you sub in?" Like, he doesn't have a plan. It's annoying. I think if Quentin Post gets some minutes, he's a smash play. He's only 2% owned. But honestly, if I'm paying down today, I'm paying down for Drew Eubanks. And if I'm paying up for Sengun. And at center, we talked about AD. I love Sengun today. I can't get away from him. Atlanta ranks 26 against the center. It's a pace up spot. Atlanta plays terrible interior defense. He's pulling 18% ownership, the same as Okongwu. Sign me up for Sengun. And while he hasn't had a monster game since January 18th, so 10 days ago, not terribly far off, he's still over his last 5 on 1.28 fantasy point per minute player. I love the spot for Sengun today. He is my favorite center on the slate. Yeah, you just can't trust any of the big men's minutes for Golden State. Steve Kerr and what's his name, the Pistons head coach, they kill me with how they allocate minutes. DeAndre Ayton, like I said, I don't think he plays, so I've taken him out of my player pool. Even if he does play, I think his price is just too much for me. Brook Lopez, I couldn't tell you the last time I rostered Brook Lopez. If you're playing a cash game, sure, he's fine, but I think he is too expensive and doesn't have the ceiling to win you a tournament. Clint Capella at only 5K is very cheap. Very cheap. It is risky. He just dropped 37 fantasy points, but he only played 21 minutes. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think the team's just moving towards phasing him out and making Okongwu their starting center. Instead of doing this 50-50 split with their minutes, they're just kind of moving towards Okongwu completely taking it over. I'm here for it. I think Okongwu's a better basketball player, but I still think Clint's solid. And 5K is cheap. You're only getting him at 6% ownership. I don't mind that in a couple of my 150 max lineups. Drew Eubanks should get this start again tonight, and his stat line did not look good against Milwaukee yesterday. He played 22 minutes, but still dropped 21 fantasy points. That's a fantasy point per minute, pretty much. I think the upside for him is better today. I think he does get more minutes today. I think him having a bad game last time out is going to keep his ownership a little bit down. Now, he's pulling 39% right now, which, yeah, don't get me wrong, that's high. But I think it would be even higher than that if he didn't have a down game yesterday. So I really like Drew, but he's going to be a bit chalky. Yeah, that's so cheap, Machine. So cheap. Now, we've talked about most of these guys. If Donovan Clingan does indeed pull the start for Ayton tonight, I think he's a bit playable. But with Robert Williams healthy and them subbing in and out, maybe 3 or 4 lineups out of 150 max for me would be about it. And then, nothing else I'm interested at all. Did I miss Tate? Here he is. So, I'm not on Tate. Reason being, Chubbs, is I have seen every damn tout and their brother today talking about Jasheen Tate if Whitmore misses. Jasheen Tate has not played over 18 minutes all year. I like Tate. I think he's a good basketball player. But even if Whitmore misses, Eason's out, I still don't think he plays over 20 minutes. I don't think he does. I get 3,600's cheap. I'm just not there, man. I am not there. Especially with the ownership I think he'll pull. Being that cheap, as many touts as I've seen on him, we get news that say Whitmore's out. I just think people go overboard on him, man. It's just a pure ownership play for me. I think Denny's solid. Denny is solid. Alright. We're going to put together a little core here, and we're going to build a lineup. My first 2 core pieces are going to be at point guard. I love them both. Tyrese Maxey and Dame. They're going to be my 2 pay-ups today. See what we can get with those 2. I like Justin Edwards. He's fine. I don't think he starts. I think Ricky Council will start. But it doesn't matter which one of those 2 guys starts. I still like both of them. Even coming off the bench, I like Edwards and I like Council. They both look solid. What does Linestar think? Linestar thinks Council is going to start. But like I said, it doesn't matter which one starts. I still like them both. Speaking of Ricky Council, I'm going to have him in my 2 guard position. Small forward, we got a host of options, but for me, it's going to be Amen Thompson. With this build that I'm going for right now with Maxey and Dame, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to Sengun, so I'm going to have to pick one. Amen or Sengun. You guys know I don't like giving you a center, but I've got to. I like Sengun that much today. Um, sorry, but I just like him that much today, guys. And oh, I really like that guy, but I do not like his ownership. Yeah, Dame and Maxi, man, I love them both today. I love them both today. My last core piece, damn. I'm stuck between two guys. I really like them both, but they're both pulling a lot more ownership than I want them to be. But it's going to be Andrew Wiggins at power forward or small forward. I think people are going to look at Steph today, and I want to be on the Wiggins side of it. Let's opto that, see what we get. I'm going to drop it in the Discord. If you guys aren't members, join our Discord. It's completely free, and you can ask me any questions you have in there after the slate locks, and I'm happy to help you. It's linked in the chat down below in the description. Yeah, Machine, you got to do that. Alright, so I don't really care for Yabasule today, so I would rather rock the second lineup here, where I get DeAndre Hunter. Downsides, I gotta play Taurean Prince, but if I don't want to do that, I like this lineup probably more right here. I get Denny, Wiggins, plus the core. Zvi I like a lot today. Dylan Brooks, like I just like the way this build's coming along here with this core. Now, we got 42 viewers. Anyone that's new to watching, my core is not, I don't have them in 100% lineups. They are my most owned players. I set their exposure to 75%. So they will be in 75% of the 300 plus lineups I make an input tonight. So that's how it works for a core for me. But love this default for. Let's get into DK now. Let's see. Oh, DK. Start off at point guard. Dame looks amazing over on DK. Like, 8,700 is just too cheap for this man. Sign me up. Isaiah Collier looks solid. Happy to have him at only $5,200. He can blow this price tag out of the water. Tyrese Maxey, I think he has a huge ceiling today. I'm happy to get to him over on DK. Like Machine said, I know he plays on DK. Dame Maxey builds on DK gonna go hard tonight, in my opinion. I think Simon's just okay. Podziemski at 3,900 is a solid value. Happy to have that. No interest in Dennis Schroeder. I like Colin Sexton, but 7K is a little steep. I'd rather just play the value of Collier. Zero interest in Trae Young. Steph Curry at 8,800. I pretty much have no interest. Even though it's a great matchup, he's pulling 28% ownership, and he's just been playing down so bad lately. Don't like the price on any of these guys all the way down to Amin Thompson, who I will happily pay 8K for. And then don't like the price in any of these guys. The two guard. Kelly Oubre, he's, like I went over in FanDuel, he's fine. But I think his ownership's just going to be too high for me. I'd rather just play the cheaper guys. That's just me. Svi at 4,500, absolute steal. Happy to pay that for him. Talking about Collier, no interest in Chris Middleton. 5,400 is cheap for him, but I just can't trust him with his minutes. And Eric Gordon's playable at only 4K. And really not interested in anyone through here except for, I will say, Cam Whitmore if he plays. Definitely playable at 3,800. Kamara at 5,600 is a little steep, but I could get there in a tournament just to get different piece. Max Christie a little too expensive for me over here. Small forward. Taurean Prince. I'm never happy about having this guy in my lineup, but if you need a value piece, he's fine. DeAndre Hunter, happy to play 5,700 for him today. Ricky Council, you guys know I already love him. Rui at 4,600, I could stomach. Denny at 7,200 looks absolutely fine. Are we getting news? My phone's blowing up. Nope, my wife's just texting me. Justin Edwards at 3,800, just too easy to lock in today. That is so cheap. He's going to get the minutes to pay this off. He's going to be a core piece for us. If I can find him. Where did he go? There he is. Moving it back down the line, we talked about Almond. Gary Payton at 3,200, I could stomach it. Not much else sticking out. Moving over to power forward. Ricky Council having power forward eligibility on DK is a big help. Talked about most of these guys already though. Kyle Filipowski is absolutely viable at 4,300. Don't like Yabasule at 6K on FanDuel or DK. Giannis, he's absolutely viable today if you land on him, but I want to play the Dame side. Dylan Brooks just okay. Andrew Wiggins 6,800. It's hard to pay 6,800 for Wiggins, but I think the upside's there today. And nobody else I'm really interested in except Larry Nance Jr. 4K. I will pay that for Larry Nance if he is starting. If he is starting. And at center, Drew Eubanks. He's just too cheap, guys. 4,100, it's easy to plug him in. Quentin Post, 3,400, he's just too cheap, it's easy to plug him in. Either one of these guys I think you're completely fine with today. Completely fine with. AD, you guys know I already love AD on this slate. He's only pulling 12% ownership. I'm happy to get to AD today. No interest in Ayton. No interest in Brook Lopez, even at the cheap price tag. Really like Sengun. Happy to play him. Clint Capella at 4,600 is just so cheap. Happy if he lands in my lineups. Okongwu's fine-ish. No interest in TJD. No interest in Bona. No interest in any of these guys down through here. Klingon, if he starts, is okay. He's just okay. Alright. Give our DK core. Let's see, where'd it go? Quentin Post, man, 3,400. Whew. That is cheap, isn't it? Let's see, where is he? I can't find who I'm looking for. Oh, there he is. That would be my DK core. Damian Lillard, Zvi, Justin Edwards, and Tyrese Maxey. We're going to run that. I'm going to drop it in the Discord. So I thought we would get builds like this, and I'm totally okay with it. What I mean is Quentin Poster, Eubanks builds. Absolutely okay running the dual value centers today. So let's take a look at them. I don't really want to run Simons and Denny together. Definitely don't want Chris Middleton. This next one I like a lot. This one here, I get Sengun and Eubanks. Happy to run this right here. Happy to run this right here. And hey, why not get some LeBron in your life? I'm okay with it. This one right beside it. We get Eubanks, we get Post, and then LeBron. DeAndre Hunter. Love that. Love that. Trey is 15.4% owned. I don't know if you were here when I said this, but I want 0 Trey today. I want 0 Trae Young today. If it bites me in the ass, so be it. But oh, absolutely could, Machine. You absolutely could. My favorite low-owned studs. Well, let's just look at their ownership. True studs, AD is pulling the lowest ownership at 11%, and I love AD tonight. Like Giannis 35, AD 11, Maxey 29, Dame 16, LeBron 26, Sengun 21, Amon Thompson 32, Steph Curry 28. Give me AD and Dame tonight. 11 and 16% owned, the lowest two of everyone I named, and they're my two favorite. The AD Dame Maxey build's about to go crazy. Let me just try that. See if there's enough value on the slate to do that. I think there is with Eubanks at center. I want to run that and see what I get. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely doable. I am happy to rock a build like this today. What percentage owned do I think Almond is in single entry? Well, on DK, he's pulling 36% ownership. I mean, you can see it 35.8, but basically 36. In single entry, I would say probably around 40. So you get a lot of leverage playing green over him. And we can just look at green pulling 13.5. I imagine single entry is probably around that. Who are you fading? Giannis? Which, I mean, I'm not fading Giannis, but I doubt he's in any of my single entries today, 8. I just think that AD has the same slate breaking potential Giannis does. Is $500 cheaper, and you get him 24% less owned. Really liking AD tonight. Really liking AD. Of course, man, of course. We got any news? We got Yabasule available to play, but that doesn't do anything for me. 8. I cannot encourage you enough to not play Trae. I cannot encourage you enough not to play Trae. Trae has been dog shit lately. I know you weren't here to hear me go over him, but over his last 5 games, he doesn't even meet a fantasy point per minute. 0.94, bro. 0.94. His last game, he had 11 turnovers against fucking Toronto. He has been ass, brother. Okongwu or Denny, let's just look at them straight up. Okongwu and Denny, right beside each other. Pretty much neck and neck, brother. Neck and neck. I will say Okongwu is 13% owned compared to Denny's 20, but man, I mean, they're neck and neck. I think you're fine with either. I would probably go Okongwu just because of the ownership difference, but it's the only difference I see. Nance looked like he's in pain coming back from his last game. So, Larry Nance I like today in my 150 maxes, but he's not a guy that I'm going to have in my single entries. Played 20 minutes against Toronto, set out the last one. I figure he's going to be in the starting lineup, so I'll have some of him, but he's not a guy like I'm going overboard on. I think Max Christie is just okay. I would honestly rather play Eric Gordon over Max Christie, but I think both are fine. And over, I mean, both of them. Give me Ricky Council over both of them all day. When I play Maxey and Oubre together, I think it can be fine today. I want to be under the field to Oubre though, personally, but yeah, I think it's fine today. So, the rest of the show is just you guys building and me answering questions. If you have questions, please hit me with them. That's what I'm here for. I'm a free resource for you guys. Turning play Sexton, Simons, Ricky, Green, Ricky, Wiggins. I mean, I like all those players. I mean, even though green's not my favorite spot, I still don't mind him. Kamara, Okongwu, AD, and Eubanks, absolutely fine with it. Absolutely fine with it. Like this first lineup right here, I love this right here. Really the only piece I'm worried about is Vic Krejci, and he can randomly pop off at any time. Oubre is far too owned in my opinion. 15.2%, but I will say that I have seen touts on Oubre all day long, so I would not be surprised if he is around 30%. Like, I think he's going to be far more owned than they think. Really like to get Philly's lineup. We got the Lakers. I'd like Phillies and Atlanta's actually. And the Cam Whitmore news. LeBron's ownership, let's take a look. 25.9%. Let me refresh the page, make sure that's correct. Yep, 25.9%. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Bron today, but just give me AD for. I know the price difference is huge, but so much of an ownership difference, man. Reeves or Jalen? Probably be Jalen. Let's look at them straight up. Jalen, I got projected for 33.5. Reeves, 32.5. So I think Jalen is. Reeves only pulling 5% ownership though. Jalen pulling 10%. It's really a coin flip, Chubbs. I would probably go with Reeves, but I really like both players today. Maxey is 28.9%, so yes, 29%. If we're doing the whole rounding thing. Give us some starting lineups, boys. Ricky Council, take me home. I need to buy your jersey anyway. Thoughts on DK? Maxey, Pods, Edwards, Council, AD, Dame, Brooks, Eric Gordon. I'm happy to run that. Happy to run that. Now, it's a lot of 76ers, but you get AD and Dame and Maxey, so happy to run that. Maxey, Gordon's feet, Council, AD, Dame, Trent, Eubanks. I like it all except Trent. Like it all except Trent. Which I get it. He's your last filler piece. I mean, I get it. Yeah. Dame's not pulling up near the ownership he should. 16.4 on Dame. And Machine, like he come in here and he's talking about Stochastic was telling people that it's not a good matchup for Dame. Don't play Dame. I don't get that. Give me Dame going back to Portland. Let's take a look. Hunter is 19.6. Okongwu is 13.2. I will say I think DeAndre Hunter's upside is higher, but he has a low floor. You just really hope his shot's falling. Let me take a look. Conflict. I like that. I like that a lot, actually, Conflict. That's solid, brother. That's solid. Would I play Filipowski and Eubanks together? I think it's fine. Because Filipowski's probably going to have to play more at the 4 today. Let's take a look at it. They got Micah Potter starting. I think Filipowski starts there personally. But Kyle's going to have to play at the 4 a lot today regardless. So, because you got no Laurie today. Yesterday they had Laurie. So Filipowski was just pretty much backing up Eubanks. But today they don't have Laurie. You guys got questions? Ask me. Happy to ask about them. Ask about them. Happy to answer them. Jesus. Prince or Filipowski? Filipowski for me. I know he's had 2 good games, but Torian Prince at 26% owned. No, thank you. Filipowski, 15% owned. I just think he has a higher upside than Torian Prince, man. Jesus. No, yeah, I'm looking at them. You sent me like 5. Your very last one looks solid, babe, but... And your very first one looks solid. I actually like that very first one a lot. But all the ones in the middle I don't like. Come on, give us some lineups. Julian Jones, thank you for subscribing. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, guys. We do these shows every day. Every day. And I am here to help you guys win. Don't take my word for it. Take Ronnie's word for it. He won last night. Watched the show. Guess while I'm waiting, I can get my FanDuel CSV ready. Considering I'm always late getting my lineups put in. Yeah, Podziemski is 9.2% owned, which I think is a little high for what he is, but if you want to roster him, I don't mind it. Nope, no, we've got no news at all. Conscious, no news at all. Well, I take that back. We got news that Yabasule is gonna play. That's about it. We're just waiting on news. Yeah, I don't know if you guys seen this. De'Aaron Fox, he's in trade rumors. Where do you guys think would be a good fit for De'Aaron? I doubt they would be able to get him, but I would love to see him play in Boston. Could you imagine Tatum, Fox, Brown, Porzingis? Oh, I guess that would be like a super team, though. Miami? I don't think Miami could trade for him. Let's see. Edwards is 25% and Ricky is 12.2%. Orlando? I would like to see him in Orlando, Shannon, but I think they're going to stick with Suggs. I think they're going to stick with Suggs. I feel like San Antonio I would like. I would like him in San Antonio. But I think the most sense it would be Phoenix. Send Bill back and something else. No, not the Rockets, man. I think the Rockets need to stick with Fred VanVleet. Oh, it was a GOAT move, Conscious. GOAT move by far. I mean, they're both great players, but there's no doubt Tatum's had the better career. I'm a Memphis Grizzlies fan myself. Triple J's solid. Ja's good when he's not playing with guns. I would love to see Fox in Orlando, but I think they're just going to stick with Suggs. I think they like Suggs. Come on and give us some news. Look at the Lakers. They gave us their lineup almost an hour ago, guys. Almost an hour ago they gave us. Hunter over Grant? Oh yeah, by far for me 8. Hunter is 19.6% owned, Grant is 16.7, but I think Hunter's ceiling is just way higher than Grant's at this point. Yeah, I love Triple J like on the Grizz, but he's had foul troubles. His home and away splits are atrocious. Like, I just wish he was a bit more. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Safe, I guess. Yeah, I really like Kamara today. I really like Kamara. I don't really care for Grant. Like, if I'm ordering Portland today, number 1 for me is Denny, number 2 is Simons, and number 3 is Kamara. And then number 4 would be Grant, but I don't normally get to my number 4 piece when I'm building a lineup. My stand today is going to be fading Trey and Curry. Trey and Curry. And I'm going to be underweight to Giannis. It's just, give me AD, man. Give me AD. Build your lineups in the background, guys. You got any questions, hit me with them. I'm happy to help you. Really just waiting on some news. That's all we're doing. I haven't even started building yet because we don't have news. We don't have any Sixer news other than Yabasule is going to play. Change Brooks to Whitmore Edwards. That's totally fine. I really like Whitmore if he plays as a value play too, guys. We will get that news before lock. What's Oubre's ownership? What site? Because on FanDuel, right now he's showing 15.2. I truly think that's low. I think it's going to be higher. I think it's going to be higher than that. I'm thinking in the 25 to 30-ish range. Check DMs, I got you. Let's see here. Looks solid, man. Looks solid. I would be happy to play that. I would be happy to play that myself. Sexton, Simons, Ubres, V, Wiggins, Kamara. You trying to get real different, aren't you, Chubbs? I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Also, guys, I mean, you can see it on the screen here. Svi's projected to be the highest owned player by Line Star right now. I like him. I'm going to be playing him. He's just a safe pick. Safe pick. Of course, Shannon. Just keep clicking over here thinking I'm going to see news. Yeah, it's kind of how I feel about it, Neil. I would honestly rather have Simons than I would Yabu today. I just have zero faith in Yabu against AD. I really have no faith in him. I only want Scoot if he starts. I know he can get the minutes off the bench, but he's just not grading out great for me. Like, I'll have him in my MMEs, but I don't do pick six, but we do, Shannon, if you're in the Discord, we do have a guy that does them. I think he posted one. Yeah, I don't. Oh, he posted one for Sleeper the other day. But anyway, you can add him. His username's Avocado. He does all the picks, like all the pick sites, Prize Picks, Pick Six, all of that. I think, yeah, I think the game's gonna be closer than people think. Rui is 3.8%, and I just don't like his price. I know how you play, and it's a get different piece. I think he's okay, but that's all I'd say is just okay. We got news. Rockets starting FBB, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Thompson, and Sengun. That is awesome. Thank you for the lineup, but can you possibly tell us if Whitmore's good to go? Yep, just seen that, Julian. Speed's the highest owned player on the slate, 8. You can see it like on the screen right now. 39.9% owned. He's at the very top. Sixers starting Maxey, Gordon, Oubre, Edwards, and Yabasule. So Edwards is starting over Council. I still love Council. I like Edwards just a tad bit more, but gonna be playing them both. Still love them both. I fully expect that Ricky's gonna be the sixth man. So just a heads up. Like Justin Edwards a lot. I'm actually going to change the core in DK or in FanDuel from Ricky to Justin. Yeah, exactly, Power, exactly. Bryce is pulling 16% ownership right now. Hawks starting Young, Daniels, Vic Krejci, some guy I've never heard of, and a Kongwu. That's interesting. Who is this guy? Literally, that's his name, guy. I thought it'd be Larry Nance. It is not. It is some guy that's not even listed on FanDuel. Oh, there he is. Muhammad guy. Played 19 minutes yesterday. Dropped you 16 fantasy points. He's the bone minimum price. So, Muhammad guy. I don't know who he is, but at the bone minimum starting, I mean, I'm going to have a lot of this guy. So, heads up, I like guy. Yeah, I seen that. I still love them both power. I like Edwards just a tad bit more, but like I said, I still love them both. I would not play any Keaton Wallace at all today, New Beginnings. Not a single one, not a single lineup with Keaton Wallace. If Keaton Wallace doesn't start, I don't play him at all, ever. Like, maybe if he's lucky, 13 minutes. And that's just not enough, in my opinion. Yes, I still like Ricky Council. I prefer Edwards over Council, but I still like them both, New Beginnings. I'm still gonna have them both. You guys know what would be just insane? The Milwaukee game don't start till 9 o'clock. Giannis is always questionable. We're on Dame today, right, guys? He's always questionable. What if he sets this game out? We're looking really good if he sets this game out. Because the main pivots would be AD. And news may come out after AD. Woo. Rank Edwards, Council, Whitmore, guy. It depends on how you want them ranked. Pure value or projection. For me, right now, it would be Edwards, guy, Council, Whitmore. And that's just kind of a accumulation of value mixed with the projection. But Edwards number 1. Guy number 2. Council number 3. Whitmore number 4. But I do gotta say, I like them all. Like, all 4 of those guys are solid today. All 4 of those guys will be in my lineups today if Whitmore's playing. My take on Dyson Daniels, he's just okay. I'm not going out of my way to get him, but if I hit optimize and he's in my lineup, I'm okay with it. 8, I truly hope you get a birthday takedown, brother. I truly do. Fred VanVleet, Dame, Maxey, Thompson, Edwards, Rui, Post, Eubanks. I think that's absolutely fine, Don. That's absolutely solid. I don't know how the hell you fit Fred VanVleet, Dame, Maxey, and Thompson in there. Wizard. On DK, he is a center, but on FanDuel, he is power forward, I believe. Yeah, he's power forward on FanDuel. Over on DK, he's a center, I think. Opinions on a good backup point guard? It depends how much salary you have and what site you're on, New Beginnings, but Scoot, if Scoot's not starting. Like, that's a tough one to answer. Isaiah Collier. Normally, I don't want any backups in my lineup. Now, a 6-man, absolutely, that's fine, but Normally, I want to get the guys that are starting. You guys got any questions? Hit me with them. That's what I'm here for, gents. That is what I'm here for. Yeah, I'm probably going to rerun my DK, and honestly, I'm going to get Guy over Eubanks now because of the pure value, but I still really like Eubanks. Honestly, Machine, I like them both. I like them both. Guy is either going to do one of two things. He's going to come out and he's going to drop 40 fantasy points, and people's going to be like, oh my god, who's this guy? Da-dum. Or he's going to foul out in the first 5 minutes, because that's my luck and I'm playing him, so. Just be aware of that. But also, guys, don't forget that they have plenty of big men. Like, let's look at Atlanta, right? Guy's starting at the 4. If he's starting, I expect him to get 20 minutes. But they have DeAndre Hunter, really a 3, but he's listed as a 4 too. But they got a Kongwu starting at center. But backing up, they got Nance, they got Roddy, and they still got Clint Capella all on the bench. And he's not going to get minutes, but even Dominic Barlow. Hey, Chubbs, I played him that day too, buddy. I know exactly what day you're talking about. I know exactly what day you're talking about. Haven't even started building lineups yet, boys. You guys got questions? That's what I'm here for. Hit me with them. Ike, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a slips guy. I just do DFS, brother. We have a slips guy in our Discord. I'm sure he would be happy to help you. It's linked in the chat down below in the description. I don't care for Curry today. But outside of that, it looks fine. Yabu or Hunter? Hunter for me. Hunter's got a much higher upside in my opinion. Make sure you guys like the video, hit sub. We do these shows every day completely free. Join our Discord where when the show goes off, you can ask me any questions you have about the slate or your lineup completely free. Yeah, sorry about that, Ike. I just focus on DFS, brother. That's my bread and butter. Yeah, I think that's fine, machine. That's fine. I have to be a second. Played with. Oh, bro. Dude, I had so much Bogdan and LaMelo yesterday. I was just doomed. I was just doomed, power. So I feel what you're saying. Time Lord, take me home. That's a bold take, brother. It's a bold take. Curry, Fred, I think it's fine, Chubbs. Do I think Jalen Green can get 3.5 assists? Not really. Not really. Let's see. LineStar has this props AI tool though, and I can look how many they are thinking he gets. And move it to assist. See, they think he's gonna get 4.6. So LineStar thinks so. I think if Dyson Daniels is on him, he can't, but LineStar thinks he can, so. I know you don't play it safe. I know you don't. I love Speed today. He is chalky, Don. He's chalky, a lot of ownership, but I love him. I'm going to have a lot of him. Yo, Kyle, we got to make that happen, bro. 8. Listen to what Kyle just said. We got to make it happen, bro. I know you got Discord. Like, we got to make that happen. We got to make that happen. Hey, Shannon, I got your message, but I only got the lineup you sent earlier. And I like that one, but I didn't get an updated one. Of course I'm one. Guys, I'm getting a shit ton of Sengun. My most owned player right now is Sengun. Dude, we gotta set that up, 8. We gotta set that up, buddy. Woo lordy, I just realized in 9 minutes to lock, I gotta get my lineups done, gentlemen. I gotta get them done. I hope Muhammad Guy is good, because I'm getting a lot of him. I'm taking 8's word. 8 said he's a good player, so if he's not good, we're all gonna blame 8-legged ape, right? That's just the pivot I'm making today, guys. I'm pivoting off the Giannis ownership and playing Dame and AD. That's just the way I'm playing it today, guys. Best play 4300. Give me just a second, Potent. I'm almost done. I can't even talk. Uploading my lineups, and I will let you know, buddy. Uno momento, por favor. Okay, let's take a look here. Shooting guard, power forward. Hey, good luck, Ronnie. I want to see you take down, buddy. Again, Ronnie just took down, guys. I knew you wouldn't be playing him. Alright, let's see here. It's gonna be Svi, by far. Svi Mykaliak, Potent. Svi, in order for me, it's Svi, Ricky Council, Tori, and Prince. Those three. Gary Payton is the only way I want Gary Payton is in like a 150 max. I'm not gonna play Gary Payton in a single entry at all. New beginnings. Got news. Cam Whitmore is available to play, guys. He is available to play. I do think 8 and sets. I do. And then I think we got no news on a minutes restriction. I wouldn't think so, but we got no news, brother. I do think 8 and sets, and I think Klingon and Time Lord will split. I think they're gonna split the minutes. What's up, Judy? Yeah, Spee, so it'd be Ricky for me. Yeah, Gary is very risky. I would never want to have a parlay with Gary Trent in it. I think that's solid done. That's solid if you believe in um Green. I'm not big on Green today. Like if he's in my lineup, it's okay, but it's just okay. I am way under the field to Antetokounmpo myself. I think there is a slight, and don't take this and run with it, guys. I think there's a slight chance that Antetokounmpo doesn't play. Two minutes to lock, guys. You got questions, get them in. That is what I'm here for. If you are finished making your lineups, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We do these shows every day, and I'm happy to help you guys out. I want to see you guys win. That's all I want. I want to make winners. Join our Discord. It's linked down below in the description and somewhere in the chat. Completely free, and after this live ends, I'm always available in there to help you guys out. And I'm happy to do so. It's completely free, but if I ever help you guys take down, you want to help out, you can subscribe, $10 a month. I always post my DFS cores for our subscribers. Even if there's no live show, you get a core most of the time. And if you can't make the show, hey, you'll have the core at your fingertips for only $10. Curry, Dame, Amon, Oubre, Wiggins, Whitmore, Edwards, TJD, and Filipowski. Don't mind it, but I don't like Curry today, and I definitely don't like Curry and Wiggins together. Good luck, Conflict. We'll see you, buddy. Hope you have a wonderful night. Looks like we are locked. If you guys got any questions, I'm available in the Discord. Good luck, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. So happy to hear 3 of you guys hit big yesterday. Let's continue it up. Let's get some takedowns today, baby. Good luck, guys. If you need me, I'm in the Discord. Don't ever hesitate to at me. I'll get back to you ASAP. But with that, I'm out of here.